Okay, it's 11 o'clock. So, as I mentioned last week, we are going to go over the problems that will appear on exam one. So I will do them or review them today, and then I will go over a different set of them. Um, Same type of problems um, on the Tuesday before the exam. If you need more examples, you are more than you can Google examples. Uh, or you go to YouTube. I have a YouTube page, but if you don't like the way I do things, it's probably not a bad idea to go to somebody else's YouTube page and see examples. And as we go through them, I'll tell you the names of the problem, which is what you would Google. So anyway, but you're always free to ask me. And there's also the tutoring center at the university as well. So all sorts of resources you can use. Just work with your classmates. I think that's as good an idea as any. Getting different perspectives on how to work problems, it helps it helps it stick in your mind. So anyway, so um, all right. Any questions before I start with the problems? All right. So okay. So first question is a after-tax yield calculation. So we use after-tax yield to compare uh, taxable and tax-exempt bonds. So let me see here. All right. So Waylon owns an Apple bond that yields 8% interest annually. His average tax rate is 20%. His marginal tax rate is 25%. What is the after-tax yield on his bond? Well, first off, we don't care about average. Okay, so that average, when you're making financial decisions related to taxes, you want to use your marginal tax rate. So after-tax yield is equal to the taxable rate times 1 minus your marginal tax rate. So in this case, it's 8.0 times 1 minus 0.25. So that is 6%. So simple as that. Is there any questions about calculating after-tax yield? All right. So the this problem is called future value of an annuity. This is what we call the time value of money. The idea that a dollar today is worth more than a dollar in the future. So that's why you need to be compensated with a return or interest earnings. So this problem, so Barry invested $400 for 35 years into his 401k. How much money is it? This should be 35. Hold on. No, let's do let's do 30. My problem's 30. So apologize for that. How much is in his account after 30 years if his employer has a dollar for dollar match and he purchases an investment that purchased an investment that earned 12%. So the dollar for dollar match means that Barry's putting in $400 and his employer's putting in $400. So he's putting $800 a month into his account. The uh, if your employer by chance offers a match, you should do everything in your power to make sure that you maximize that match, because that match is free money. It's literally they're giving you, if it's dollar for dollar, they're giving you 100% return up to some certain percentage amount. So the 30 years monthly. So that means there's going to be 360 deposits. I forgot to pull up the calculator. Do that in a second. No. So this is on using the BA2 plus. You B360 and press in. We'll do that in a second. So IY. So we're doing months, so we need a monthly rate. So we divide 12 by 12 and we get 1. Present value is 0 because there's nothing in the account, was nothing in the account when you started. And then payment is where the deposits go. So we've got the 2 deposits of $400. So it's entered as a negative. And then compute future value. And you get $2,795,971.31. Just a note, the return on the S&P 500 is somewhere between since 1926. It is the average return is somewhere between 11 and 12%. It's 12% probably is a little bit aggressive, but not terribly far off. And if you think about that average of 11% or 11.5%, whatever it is, that includes the Great Depression. That includes I think 7 or 8 recessions that we've had prior to the one that we can't agree whether we're in or not right now. But anyway, so $2,795,000 just in this case, just for putting $400 a month into your 401k. So give me a second, and I'm going to get the calculator here. Can y'all see the calculator? Hello? Okay. All right. Thanks. Just want to make sure. Sometimes I start working problems and it's not visible. So, all right. So we've got here. Let's move it. And here we go. There we go. Move it over to the side here so we can see our artwork. So 30 years monthly, 30 times 12 equals, make sure you hit equals, and then press in, and it'll say N equals 360. And then, and the one thing I recommend doing is always work from left to right, write it on your page, and then enter it into your calculator. So 12 divided by 12, you can do that in our head, but sometimes you can't. That's 1, 0 PV, and then 800, and then we're going to hit the plus minus. If we didn't hit we'd still get the right answer if we didn't hit the negative here, but the answer would come out as a negative. And then compute future value, and we get $2,795,971.31. And so let me see. There we go. That should be something what your calculator looks like. The BA 2 plus. You may have the professional. So, any questions about future value of an annuity? Okay. So let's go here. So, thank you. Okay. So, Smokey has $100,000 to invest for retirement. How much money will he have after 25 years if he buys a CD that earns 6% compounded annually? So, think of this. So you receive a lump sum. So, you imagine your long lost aunt leaves you $100,000 and you want to save it for retirement. So, you could invest it in a Roth IRA, for example, and you would never have to pay taxes on the earnings. That would be a very wise choice of investment in this case. So, all right. So we're going to go back. We'll work on the paper here. Let me get my pen. So, 25 years compounded annually. So in that case, since it's annually, N is 25. The IY is the rate, that's 6%. And then PV is the $100,000. We always enter investments or payments as negatives. So that's to make the calculator work. So then payment is 0. So we're using the PV, our present value, when there's only one payment. If this were a series of payments, we would use the PMT or payment key, and then we compute future value and have $429,187.07. We get the calculator here. So 25 N 6 IY 100,000. Hit the plus minus key, and that's your PV, and then 0 payment. And then we could compute, hit the compute key and future value, and that's $429,187.07. Questions? Okay. I'm going to do the two tax liability calculations. Um, and then there are two tax liability calculations. One married, married filing jointly, and the other one, the same problem, married filing separately. So we're going to do the last problem, another future value of a lump sum problem. So Tammy deposited $25,000 into her IRA 20 years ago. How much is in her account today if she earned 9% compounded monthly? So we got 20 years monthly. So 20 times 12. So 240 months. So IY, we need a monthly rate. So it'd be 9 divided by 12. So whatever you multiply up here, you're going to divide by here. If you're converting to months, you multiply by 12 and divide by 12. If you're converting to quarters, you would multiply by 4, divide by 4. Or semi-annual would be 2. So that'd be 0.75 or 0.75% per month. So the PV is the $25,000. And then there aren't any payments. So if you were doing this, say for your 401k at work, and you wanted to try to calculate how much money you had in your 401k, and say you have a balance in there to start with, you would enter the balance in the PV register, and then how much you put in there on a monthly basis in the payment register. Then compute future value. $150,228. That's an 8.79. So clear. So we've got 20 years monthly. So 20 times 12. Make sure you hit the equal sign. If you don't hit the equal sign, you're just entering 12. So 12 divided by 12 equals, and that's your 9 divided by 12. I'm a little brain dead here. 0.75 IY, and then 25,000. I'm going to go ahead and I'll enter this as a positive just to show you what you'll get the correct answer. It'll just come out as a negative. Compute future value. So in order for the calculator to work, it needs to be needs to have that negative number on one side. So, here I can. And the other thing, this is RCL is recall, and STO is stow. Those keys can come in handy. So recall PV, and then I hit plus minus, and then I press PV again and hit compute, and I've changed that to a negative, and I will reverse the sign. So questions? Okay. So let's go over here. One. All right. So thank you, Antoine. Okay. So Bill and Hillary. So these are tax liability calculations. So as I said in my email, you'll need to print out the tax rate schedules They are on the Canvas homepage, or not Canvas homepage, under modules in Canvas under materials for exam one. You need to print that out. You'll be able to use that in addition to your one-page cheat sheet, 8.5 by 11 inches front and back. So, so Bill and Hillary expect to have taxable income of 150,000 and 250,000 respectively. So that means that their taxable income is going to be $400,000 since they're filing jointly. Okay, so if they file separately, we would use a different schedule, and we will have to do the calculation separately. So we're going to use, in this case, since they're filing jointly, we're going to use the married filing jointly schedule. And then we also here we have qualifying widow or widower. So if you lose a spouse, if your spouse passes away, you get to use the married filing jointly tax rate schedule for that year plus the next two as a qualifying widower. If you do not remarry in that third year, you would revert to the schedule for single individuals. So you're no longer considered a widower. So what we do is so their taxable income is 400,000. So we're going to go find where this 400,000 falls. So it falls between this $340,101 and $431,900. So their margin. Bill and Hillary's marginal tax rate is going to be 32%. So they're going to owe $69,295 plus 32% of the amount over $340,100. So there, I'll abbreviate, tax liability is $69,295 plus 0.32 times 400,000 minus 340,100. So this number right here. So if you enter it on your calculator, I'll go over and do it in a second. But what you would want to do this part first, and then add the 69,295. And you would use the parentheses if or you start with the what's inside the parentheses. So that is $88,463. So their marginal tax rate is 32%. So, but let's pull up the calculator. So the parentheses are right here. This is open and closed. So it's here clear. So 0.32 and then times 400,000 minus 340,100 close paren equals. So it's going to be $19,168 plus the $69,295. So $88,463. So questions about calculating tax liability? let's go to the last one. So it's this. Thanks again, Antoine. Yeah. So again, Bill and Hillary, same problem. So they're individual and joint tax liabilities. So it'd be, and then if they file separately, so we go to the married filing separately schedule. Married filing separately is generally for couples that are separated. Um, I honestly don't know the rules, but I know if you are separated or getting divorced, not and your divorce is not finalized, this is the schedule that you would use. Um, so I don't. I think you have the option to use it, but it generally is more expensive. So we're going to calculate afterward. We'll calculate the liabilities. We're going to calculate their average tax rate, and so that's the so Bill had $150,000 of income. So we'll go up here. Tax liability for Bill, TL sub B. So he's got 150,000. So that's between $89,075 and $170,050. So Bill's in the 24% tax bracket. So his tax liability is gonna be $15,213.50 plus 24% of the amount over $89,075. So that'd be $15,213.50 plus 0.24, 24% times the $150,000 is taxable income minus $89,075. So his tax liability is $29,835.50. So now Hillary is she's got 250,000, so she's in. Oh, come on, you piece of crap. She's in this tax bracket, so she's going to pay $49,335.50 plus 35% of the amount over $215,950. So 49,335.50 plus 0.35 times the 250 minus 215,950. Okay, so that is $61,253. So in this case, this is A, and this is B, and then C, their total tax liability. Oops. There's the 61,000 plus the 29,000. That's $91,088.50. So then D, their average tax rate. That's the 91,088.5 divided by their taxable income of $400,000. And that is 0.2277 or 22.77%. The one thing it says, it will say so in the instructions to the exam, but every number on the exam is rounded to 2 decimal places. And like for an average tax rate calculation, you would enter 22.77. Would don't use any thing like a dollar signs, percent signs. If you there, and then in this case there wouldn't be um, there shouldn't be any negative numbers entered as well. So um, the if you if you enter the numbers correctly, you can reduce your anxiety levels. Because what happens is the oh uh, Canvas, the way it grades is very rigid. So if you enter it incorrectly, it's going to mark it wrong. I do go back and grade, hand grade all the exams. So um, yeah, you will get credit if you work the problem correctly. In addition, you're allowed to submit your work via the separate link, and I will use that to grade your work when in the case where you get an incorrect answer. So try to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I don't, if I look, if you miss a problem and I look at your work and it doesn't make any sense to me, it's pretty hard for me to give you credit. But if you if it looks like you knew, if you can show me that you knew how to work the problem and you didn't make too many mistakes, you will get at least some credit. So, but that's all the problems that'll appear on exam one. I mean, they're going to look, the names and the numbers will change, but they're going to look very similar to these. There's not, I'm not trying to trick you or anything. I want you to learn how to work these different types of problems. So, any questions? All right. Well, thank you. This is all I have for today. So again, we'll get back on and work another set of these. I highly recommend you try and work back through these multiple times before the exam. If you need more practice, go find some practice problems. They're they're all over. You can find them on YouTube. I suspect you can find them on Khan Academy as well. But if you have any questions about how to use the calculator or anything like that, you're feel free to ask me. I'm more than willing to help.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Y'all have a good day.